protocol relating to the status of refugees, done at New York on the 11th of January 1967. Entry into force, the 4th of October 1967. The states parties to the present protocol. Considering that the convention relating to the status of refugees done at Geneva on the 28th of July 1951, hereinafter referred to as the convention, covers only those persons who have become refugees as a result of events occurring before the 1st of January 1951, considering that new refugee situations have arisen since the convention was adopted and that the refugees concerned may therefore not fall within the scope of the convention. Considering that it is desirable that equal status should be enjoyed by all refugees covered by the definition in the Convention irrespective of the dateline the 1st of January 1951, have agreed as follows. Article 1. General Provision 1. The states parties to the present protocol undertake to apply Articles 2 to 34 inclusive of the Convention to refugees as hereinafter defined. 2. For the purpose of the present protocol, the term refugee shall, except as regards the application of paragraph 3 of this article, mean any person within the definition of Article 1 of the Convention as if the words as a result of events occurring before the 1st of January 1951 and the words as a result of such events, in Article 1A, 2, were omitted. 3. The present protocol shall be applied by the states parties hereto without any geographic limitation, save that existing declarations made by states already parties to the Convention in accordance with Article 1B, 1A, of the Convention, shall, unless extended under Article 1B, 2, thereof, apply also under the present protocol. Article 2. Cooperation of the national authorities with the United Nations. 1. The states parties to the present protocol undertake to cooperate with the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, or any other agency of the United Nations which may succeed it, in the exercise of its functions, and shall in particular facilitate its duty of supervising the application of the provisions of the present protocol. 2. In order to enable the Office of the High Commissioner, or any other agency of the United Nations which may succeed it, to make reports to the competent organs of the United Nations, the states parties to the present protocol undertake to provide them with the information and statistical data requested, in the appropriate form, concerning a. the condition of refugees, b. the implementation of the present protocol, c. laws, regulations and decrees which are, or may hereafter be, in force relating to refugees. Article 3. Information on national legislation. The states parties to the present protocol shall communicate to the Secretary-General of the United Nations the laws and regulations which they may adopt to ensure the application of the present protocol. Article 4. Settlement of disputes. Any dispute between states parties to the present protocol which relates to its interpretation or application and which cannot be settled by other means shall be referred to the International Court of Justice at the request of any one of the parties to the dispute. Article 5. Accession. The present protocol shall be open for accession on behalf of all states parties to the Convention and of any other state member of the United Nations or member of any of the specialized agencies or to which an invitation to accede may have been addressed by the General Assembly of the United Nations. Accession shall be effected by the deposit of an instrument of accession with the Secretary-General of the United Nations. Article V. Federal Clause. In the case of a federal or non-unitary state, the following provisions shall apply. A. With respect to those articles of the Convention to be applied in accordance with Article I, Paragraph 1, of the present protocol that come within the legislative jurisdiction of the federal legislative authority, The obligations of the federal government shall to this extent be the same as those of states parties which are not federal states. b. With respect to those articles of the Convention to be applied in accordance with Article I, Paragraph 1, of the present Protocol that come within the legislative jurisdiction of constituent states, provinces or cantons which are not, under the constitutional system of the Federation, bound to take legislative action, the federal government shall bring such articles with a favorable recommendation to the notice of the appropriate authorities of states, provinces or cantons at the earliest possible moment. c. A federal state party to the present protocol shall, at the request of any other state party hereto transmitted through the Secretary-General of the United Nations, supply a statement of the law and practice of the Federation and its constituent units in regard to any particular provision of the Convention to be applied in accordance with Article I, Paragraph 1, of the present Protocol, showing the extent to which effect has been given to that provision by legislative or other action. Article 7. Reservations and Declarations. 1. At the time of accession, any state may make reservations in respect of Article 4 of the present Protocol and in respect of the application in accordance with Article I of the present Protocol of any provisions of the Convention other than those contained in Articles 1, 3, 4, 16, 1, and 33 thereof, provided that in the case of a state party to the Convention reservations made under this article shall not extend to refugees in respect of whom the Convention applies. 2. Reservations made by states parties to the Convention in accordance with Article 42 thereof shall, unless withdrawn, be applicable in relation to their obligations under the present Protocol. 3. Any state making a reservation in accordance with Paragraph 1 of this article may at any time withdraw such reservation by a communication to that effect addressed to the Secretary-General of the United Nations. 4. Declarations made under Article 40, Paragraphs 1 and 2, of the Convention by a state party thereto which accedes to the present Protocol shall be deemed to apply in respect of the present Protocol, unless upon accession and notification to the contrary is addressed by the state party concerned to the Secretary-General of the United Nations. The provisions of Article 40, Paragraphs 2 and 3, and of Article 44, Paragraph 3, of the Convention shall be deemed to apply mutatis mutandis to the present Protocol. Article 8. Entry into force. 1. The present Protocol shall come into force on the day of deposit of the sixth instrument of accession. 2. For each state acceding to the Protocol after the deposit of the sixth instrument of accession, the Protocol shall come into force on the date of deposit by such state of its instrument of accession. Article 9. Denunciation. 1. Any state party hereto may denounce this Protocol at any time by a notification addressed to the Secretary-General of the United Nations. 2. Such denunciation shall take effect for the state party concerned 1 year from the date on which it is received by the Secretary-General of the United Nations. Article X. Notifications by the Secretary-General of the United Nations. The Secretary-General of the United Nations shall inform the states referred to in Article V above of the date of entry into force, accessions, reservations and withdrawals of reservations to and denunciations of the present Protocol, and of declarations and notifications relating hereto. Article 11. Deposit in the archives of the Secretariat of the United Nations, a copy of the present Protocol, of which the Chinese, English, French, Russian and Spanish texts are equally authentic, signed by the President of the General Assembly and by the Secretary-General of the United Nations, shall be deposited in the archives of the Secretariat of the United Nations. The Secretary-General will transmit certified copies thereof to all states members of the United Nations and to the other states referred to in Article V above.